Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another topic related to shell script, where we will learn how we can fetch the information related to parent process ID as well as Qshell version. Now there might be one question from you guys: what are those conditions where we are supposed to fetch these two values? So if we talk about Qshell version, so let's say if you are creating any kind of what we get this save file, right? If you are creating any save file and you want to check like which version you are using, or for any other purpose where it is required to fetch and verify the Qshell version. So in that case, what we can do, we can simply use qsh version variable, which is set by the uh, Qshell itself. Okay, so this is the one thing, and then the other variable is PPID. Now, what is PPID? PPID is a parent process ID, which will tell us, like that every process has its own process ID, right? But they also the process is also running under another process, which is a parent process, right? So to denote that parent process ID, we will use PPID. So this is just a overview of both the variables that we are going to fetch through shell script. So now we will start the practical thing, and for that firstly I'll show you the script where I'm utilizing these two variable. We will just fetch it and try to print the value. Okay, and then later we will discuss about the once like variable is printed, then we will see some theoretical things related to those variable, and later on once everything is clear, we will perform the same operation through by calling the script through shell program. Clear? Fine. So I think now we are good to start their practical things. So for that you can simply write here work lnk. So here I'll write work lnk, which will open work with object link screen. Now on this screen we have various files and directories. So I'm going to select my directory where I always kept my files. So I'll take option 2 here. Sorry, let me take option 5 here. Okay. Now here I have already created one file, which is sharmit.sh, and make sure that whatever script file you are using, it should be executable file. Okay, because if your file is not executable, it will give you it will not allow you to run the script. Okay, so it is always required to make sure that the file which we are using is executable. If you don't know how to make your shell script executable, then you can refer the first session of this series, because there we have discussed already how we can make the shell script executable by using chmod command. So mainly we are supposed to run chmod command, which will provide the executable authority to this particular file, or for whatever file you are using. Once you have set the authority as executable, then later on you can use it multiple times. It doesn't matter how you are using it. Okay, fine. So I think now it is clear. So for time being, we are just using this shell script, which is again a executable file. So I'm taking option 2 here. At the moment I have just declared this multi-line comment in this session, in this script. Just for the introduction purpose, you can see presented by Sharmit, and session is variable set by qsh. Now what we will do, we will simply write here one string to print the output. Let me show you. Echo, and after echo we will write let's print firstly the Qshell version. Okay, so Qshell version. Now this is not always recommended, means this is not mandatory to write text in order to print something. This is I'm using just because to show you, just to show you the exact output in a proper manner. Okay, so I just noted down this text Qshell version, then colon, and here I will write dollar symbol with qsh underscore, and here I'll write the version. So version is there, then simply double quote, close the double quotes. Okay, so this is a straightforward command, which is nothing but for printing the Qshell version. Okay, here remember one thing: whenever you are writing this any variable which is set by the qsh, make sure to put it into capital letters only. Otherwise it will not print anything, and it will not give you the desired output. So this is our responsibility. This is our responsibility. Like whenever we are using this shell script, make sure it should be in capital letters only. Clear? Fine. So I think now this part is clear. Now we will try to run this script, and for that we need this path. So you can either copy it from here or you can directly type this path in order to run the shell script. So here I'm taking option F3 for save and F3 again for exit. Now we will go to session B, and okay, theoretical thing we will discuss later. Let me close this and rerun the script. So to run the shell script, you can run qsh and it will open this screen. Here I'll put my path, which is /home /Sharmit /tech Sharmit /Sharmit .sh, and then enter. Once you hit enter, you will see it is returning the Qshell version, which is v7r5m0. So this is the version of our Qshell machine. Qshell, which is nothing but a command line for the ibmi system, through which you can execute the Qshell related commands, right? So here we are just fetching the version of that command line, which is v7r5m0. Fine. So this is the one thing. Now another thing is process ID, parent process ID. So for that I'll take option 2 again. Here I will run another command, which is echo double quote parent process ID and $PPID. Okay, PPID. So what it will do, it will print the parent process ID. Okay, so here I'm taking F3 for save and F3 again for exit. We'll go to session B again. Here we will try to run the same shell script again. So same path /home /Sharmit /tech Sharmit /Sharmit .sh and enter. Once you hit enter, you will see it is returning the parent process ID as 199640. Okay, this value might get changed if you are using another process I. Okay, but for now it is same, like when we call it through CL program, you will find the different process ID, parent process ID. Okay, so here it is indicating Qshell version as v7r5m0, and here on parent process ID it is returning 199640. Clear? Now as I mentioned one thing, like always make sure to put it in capital letters. Why? Because let's say if I try to use this in small letters, the thing is same but case is changed, right? So in this case, when we try to run this shell script, you will see it is not returning anything. It is not returning the value for the Qshell version. Why? Because there we are trying to fetch the value with the help of small letters, and it is not allowed, right? So whatever the variable you are accessing through shell script, make sure to put it into capital letters. So if I change it to, same goes with PPID. Okay, so if I make it capital again, then on pressing F3 save or exit, if I run this now, you will see it is returning the same output. Now Qshell version is v7r5m0 and process ID is 199640. Clear? Fine. Now I'll quickly tell you the theoretical difference between these two commands. So firstly we will talk about the PPID. This command outputs the process ID PID of the parent process of the current shell. Okay, so whatever the shell is running, it will return the parent process ID of that shell. Okay, then we have PPID. Here it is mentioned the PPID is an environment variable that stores this information. Okay, so this is an environment variable. Similarly, if we talk about the Qshell version, this command outputs the version of the shell of the Qshell QSH. If the QSH version environment variable is set, Qshell is command. Okay, so if this environment variable is set, then it will return the Qshell version. Qshell is a command line interface used in ibmi system. So I think now theoretically also we are done. We are okay with this thing. So now it's time to quickly see how we can run the same shell script through CL program. So here I'll quickly open this program which I have already created. So in this program we are running a shell script using CL. For that you can simply write DCL, take F4, provide variable name, type, storage and length. Then we have chgvar, take chgvar, provide variable name, put your script path, which is /home Sharmit Sharmit.sh. Then simply use strqsh to run the shell script, and here I am providing the variable which will execute the command. If you don't know the basics about these things like how to declare variable and all, then you can check out the previous session. So now I'm compiling this program and calling it. So once I call it, you can see it is returning the output. So this is the current output and this is the older output. Okay, so for now just focus on this part. So these are the two values that we have fetched through this CL program. So yeah, that's all for this session. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.